Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Flying Over 50 at Any Age. I'm Cyrus Webb, joined by my co host, Makeda Smith. So glad you guys could tune in on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, and on X. I'm going to go ahead and bring in our friends over on Instagram so they can be a part of our conversation. And you guys are definitely part of the conversation today. And last but certainly not least, going to bring in our friends over on Amazon. Have another great message from Makeda's best-selling book, Flying Over 50 at Any Age. We're going to be getting into it is day number 27 in her book, week number 27 for our series. And we're now live on Amazon Live with Flying Over 50 at Any Age. I'm Cyrus Webb, joined by my co-host, Makeda Smith. If you guys are new to us on the Amazon platform, welcome. Make sure you guys do hit that follow button. You see it either here in this corner or down below. You also will see the book that Makeda has written that is the basis of this series. It's Flying Over 50 at Any Age. You guys can get it there in print, as you can see, for $9.99, or the Kindle edition for $5.99. We're in day number 27 in Makeda's book, week number 27 in the series. Makeda, my friend, we're coming down to the end.
We're winding down. I didn't think we would ever get here.
Makeda, Elise, hello to you over there on IG. Glad that you could be able to be with us. Makeda, so it feels funny. I've so enjoyed this series with you. It feels funny to be coming to the end of the book. In all seriousness, how does it feel to you to have gone now through these different weeks?
I literally couldn't imagine getting this far when you first proposed this ideal to me. So it feels amazing to have survived. And it's been a fascinating journey. It's not over. We still got a few more weeks, but it's like, oh my God, we really got here.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's so interesting. We're going to get into today's message, which is really a good one. Following your passion is elevating. Of course, a very nice connection to Flying Over 50. But it's interesting. The past 2 weeks, we talked about you, Makeda Smith, going viral and what that experience is like. And almost like clockwork, y'all. Almost like clockwork. I happened to go on Instagram, and who has gone viral once again? Makeda Smith. Now, I want y'all to see this video here. Yes, you see it has 14,000 hearts. You see it says almost 1,700 comments, but I want you to look at that. 252,000 views. Makeda,
Cyrus,
what
you
happened?
jinxed me. You jinxed us talking about going viral last week. Jinxed me because I have never gotten 200,000 views in a couple of days. Like I've gotten those kind of views, but not in a couple of days. Okay. It's gone viral again. I can't even keep up with all the comments. The haters are coming out after me all over again, but the lovers are like raising me up and elevating me. It's like, oh my gosh, Cyrus and I just talked about this and it's happening all over again.
Yeah. Makeda, isn't this interesting though? Let me tell you why I wanted to show this video. And I want you guys, I can't play the music here, but you guys can go to Makeda's page. You can't miss the video. So you can go to Makeda's page on Instagram. But Makeda, the reason why this is so fascinating to me, and you and I were talking about this before we went on today, this is, you could not have orchestrated this, right?
No.
And what is so fascinating to me is when we talked about this in the book. I mean, just to go back, I mean, you look at where you were then and look at now and the time that has passed. Here you are, as you have the hashtag 64. What was it like for you going viral initially, and now at 64 going viral again?
Yes, it's crazy because the first time I went viral, it was the most horrendous experience because that was like what 12, it must have been like 12 years ago. I've been dancing for 14, so 12, maybe about 12 years ago, 12, 13. But it's interesting because literally the first time I went viral, over a decade ago, 99% of the comments were negative, and I was dragged and I was trolled, and it just like upset people's nervous system to see a woman, an older woman, doing fitness and dancing on a pole. They just couldn't wrap their brains around it. Here it is over a decade later, and pole dancing is more popular as a fitness regimen. It's been covered on the news, and people in their pole studios, there are more pole studios now. And so people are more acclimated to it, but also the whole pro-aging thing has grown as a movement. More older people are coming out on social media and expressing pro-aging sentiments. We're not sitting down and then rocking chairs, and we're like out there saying, age. We are literally changing the face of aging. So over a decade later, going viral is so much different now because it's like 90% of the comments are positive and affirmative and gracious, whereas it's maybe less than 10% the haters who just don't know how to catch up or still out there trying to say, you're too old to be on the pole and blah, blah, blah. But it's a totally different experience. It's a much more affirmative and much more positive experience over a decade later. But if I had let that first experience take me out, I wouldn't be here to enjoy the benefits of going viral now.
Yeah, we're going to get into today's message, I promise y'all. But I want to stay with this for just one more moment, because one thing, me, I'm a little studious, Makeda, and one of the
Oh,
things I
yeah.
noticed on this particular video was you were getting song requests. People were saying, "Hey, I don't know if you take a request, but can you ring my bell?" Someone else was asking. Someone else was asking what shoes those were. I mean, what was that like to see? I mean, that they were paying that close attention, and not only were they engaging, but had requests, and also was inquiring of you, okay, hey, where'd you get those shoes?
Yes, I've had several. It's interesting because Instagram is really funny because I've been doing the same thing on my page for literally over a decade. But for the people who are new and who haven't seen me, it's brand new to them. But it's like, it's all old hat to me. I've always been scandalous on social media, dancing as an older woman. But it's really interesting because people are asking about, where do I get the shoes and the outfits and the hair. I've even asked somebody ask me about one of my wigs. It's really been a lot of fun this time, and it's really crazy because I want to keep up with all the comments, but it's really hard to keep up with all the comments because they're coming so fast and so furious. And the other part is people are resharing me in their stories. I've had probably hundreds of reshares in the stories. So it's I don't know how people who do this on a regular basis and who are full-time influencers, it's really a lot of work to keep up with. It really is. And I'm just really active on Instagram. There are people who are active across like I'm on Facebook and I'm on X, but I don't really like Instagram is my home. There are people who keep like Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. They keep up with all of them. They go viral across all of them. I don't know how they do it. It's so much work.
It is, but I'm so glad that's a great segue here, though. Just to send a hello to you over there on IG. It's the work you put in that has made things like this possible, though.
Yeah.
I think, again, going back to what I've said since week one, that movement has still continued to carry through. And even as you said, over a decade and a half later,
Yeah.
here you are, still making waves, you
Yeah.
know.
I think it's interesting too because it goes to what we talked about. Like, it's never been my intention to
Mhm.
go viral or to have like a whole bunch of followers. My whole intention is save my life, keep my nervous system regulated,
Right.
motivate and inspire myself, and if I can inspire some other folks, and to it wasn't my goal, but I recognize it now to be a role model and a force and an influencer for older women
Yeah.
because people really try to put us in a box. It's like even now I'm getting comments like, Oh, I know she needs Bengay now. I didn't even know they still made Bengay. Okay, I'm like, what the hell are y'all talking about? Somebody else told me go eat my Raisin Bran. I didn't even know they still made Raisin Bran. Like
Yeah,
these things they these stereotypes they put on
yeah,
older people, which are so outdated for some of us now. It's like
yeah,
it's crazy, and these are like little young folks trying to be slick at the mouth. I have to tell them, respect your elders. Go sit
yeah.
down.
Oh, look, I've seen your responses to some of this. And look, and she's giving y'all the nice version of what she said.
I keep telling people I'm from Chicago. I'm an old school gangster from Chicago.
Yeah.
They better
But
they better leave me alone. Excuse
you know,
me.
it is such a beautiful thing, though, Makeda. And again, the timing was so perfect for us just discussing that, and then boom, you'd
I
have one of those
said,
moments.
Cyrus jinxed me. Oh my God, what is happening? We just
Well,
talked about this.
look, you wrote about it, so see, I can't really take the credit for
I
that.
wrote about it a long time ago. We talked about it last week.
Okay, touche, touche. Well, that brings us to today, Makeda, day 27 in the book. For those who are
I'm
just tuning in,
ready.
welcome. You all are watching Flying Over 50 at Any Age by Makeda Smith, a celebrity publicist and the Amazon bestselling author of the book Flying Over 50 at Any Age. We're in day number 27, Following Your Passion is Elevating. Makeda, I'm going to turn it over to you.
Okay, I'm gonna try to read from my iPad.
Okay.
Following your passion is elevating. In the last 10 years plus since first embarking on my pole journey, I have been introduced to some of the most fascinating workout regimens. I never considered myself a real workout junkie. In the past, I've done the gym, rollerblading, golfing, walking, and hiking. But polling became my gateway drug to other extreme aerial offerings. I've since trained on the aerial hammock, the aerial hoop or lyra, the trapeze, the feet up inversion yoga chair, and I've incorporated advanced yoga practices. None of this was ever the plan, but following my hunger expanded me creatively. What doorway have you opened that led you to more expansive rooms? Perhaps traveling one country led you to exploring others. Maybe learning to cook one meal led you to testing other recipes. Life is full of surprises, no matter how big or how small. Once you start flying, who is it to say that the sky is even your limit?
All right, and we're able to see you there. Hello to you, Melissa. Good to see you over there on IG. Glad you could join us. Melissa says hello, Makeda. So, a
Okay.
couple of things in this message, and this is a short message, but it's a powerful one. For one thing, I love the fact that you okay. One of my big messages I took, Makeda, honestly, is the importance of not getting too comfortable,
Mm.
because you could have easily said, "Well, I'm doing pole dancing." You know, that's enough. But you say, I've since trained on the aerial hammock, the aerial hoop or lyra, the trapeze, the feet up inversion yoga chair, and we've seen all of this on Instagram. So I wanted to ask you in that point, what is it that keeps you pushing yourself? Because you're going into pole dancing within itself pushing, but what is it that since then has kept you pushing and challenging yourself?
I don't know. Other than being crazy, I don't know. Like I don't even I don't I don't even think about it.
Mm,
It's like all a natural progression.
got you.
It's just a natural progression, which is why I say once you follow your expansion, I mean once you follow your passion, your I think your passion is going to naturally expand you. Because if you're doing something you love, there's always more to explore.
Mm,
So if you just stay open and again flow and the whole movement thing comes in, your
hmm
passion is going to guide you.
Yeah. I love that, and
Yeah.
I think it's so interesting though, because in life we do. I've done it. We do get comfortable. We say, okay, I did the work to get here. I'm good now. You did the work to get good at pole dance, but you didn't say, okay, I'm just going to stick with this. And
Yeah.
not only that, you took an extra step, Makeda, and decided to share it. What was that like for you to share you're doing new things?
Yeah, that's the whole thing about like social media is so like okay, in terms of the pole community, we're like this small community, even though it's a big community, we're a very small community, but we share on social media. So when I'm sharing on social media, I'm really not really thinking about the wider audience. I'm thinking about my pole peers. But
Mm,
because I'm on social media, everybody has access and everything is public.
yeah.
And so like I said, it's really just me flowing. But I also have to say, following your passion, it is challenging because I remember when I first took up the feet up trainer, which is this chair and you invert upside down in. There's samples of it on my page. When I
Mm,
started training on the feet up trainer a couple of years ago, it was so hard. It was so hard that I had to catch myself because I really wanted to give up. And
mm,
in my mind, I said, "Well, I've done pole, I've done yoga, I've done the aerial yoga, I've done the hammock, I've done the lyra." I said, "I don't really need to be doing this chair because now I'm close. I think I was in my 60s when I
yeah.
started. I was in my 60s. I was like, why am I trying something new and I'm in my 60s? Why am I pushing myself? Like I could just go sit down somewhere. But then the other part of my voice was like, yeah, but you follow women on social media who are in their 70s and their 80s and they're still doing new things. So why wouldn't you do something new?
Mm,
So I was like, and I had to remind myself, I I mastered, the word mastered, you never master anything, but I did master to a certain level pole, and it was one of the most difficult things I have physically ever done. So I was like, I should be able to do the feet up chair. So why am I discouraging myself? So I had to really talk myself and push myself through it. And now the feet up chair is like a piece of cake for me. But it really was difficult. So I'm not saying that following your passion doesn't present you with challenges, but if you meet those challenges, there's always more on the other side.
yeah. Such a great thing. Such a great point. Talk to us about the visual for this one, Makeda.
Oh, that's a picture of me when I was studying the aerial hammock. I love that picture. The aerial hammock. I I I trained on the aerial hammock for maybe 3 or 4 years intensely, I think. And it's just another example of flying. It's another example of pushing yourself. Like I have to say, when I was in my 20s, 30s, 40s, whatever, no one could ever tell me that I would be in the air, maybe 6 feet off the ground,
Mm.
holding myself up, my body weight up on a piece of linen. You know what I'm saying? It's like
Right, right.
you just never know what life has in store for you.
Yeah, yeah. And that leads us then to the questions then that you pose for us as we kind of talk about this message. And that is, what doorway have you opened that led you to more
Mhm.
expansive rooms? And then you talk about examples like traveling and cooking. And then you say life is full of surprises, no matter how big or how small. Once you start flying, who's to say that the sky is even your limit? And I
Yeah.
think that is a great tie-in to everything we've talked about here. You went viral in your 50s, going viral in your 60s, trying new things. Even today, it's a great reminder for us not to get too comfortable. Is that the main thing you hope people take away from this, Makeda?
Yes, the one of the sayings which I love hate is the coffin is your comfort zone. Your comfort zone is your coffin, so
Mm,
you have to step out of your comfort zone and do something different. And it's not the easiest thing to do. Challenges do challenge us, but there's always blessings on the other side of the challenge.
yeah.
Always.
Exactly. Such a great reminder. Again, everyone, day number 27 in Makeda's book, Flying Over 50 at Any Age, Following Your Passion is Elevating. And again, that whole message of movement and soaring, it's a great reminder for all of us. Makeda, hello to you, Sherry. Good to be able to see you over there on IG. Glad you could be able to join us live, and I see you guys over there on YouTube as well. Thank you so much for the hearts,
Hey,
Makeda.
everybody.
Another great show. How can our audience stay connected with you and
Um,
keep up with your viral moments?
I'm at Flying Over 50 on Instagram, and that's my website. I'm also at the Makeda Method on Instagram, and that's my website. And you can Google me. I'm just all over the web.
You're all over the web. She
All
talks
over
about
the
my
web.
webs. She talks about my webs, but she is all over the webs with thousands of shares, and so exciting to watch. Makeda, looking forward to next week's show.
Thank you, Cyrus. What's next week? Week 28. Woo,
Week
woo,
28.
woo.
That's right. And beginning August, too. Beginning August. And we
Yes.
thank your audience for tuning in to another great segment of Flying Over 50 at Any Age. Until next time, you all make it a great one. We'll talk to you. Take care.
Blessings.